battles in Abu Kesh, a battle that cost the lives of 2 million soldiers, and I'd rather be back there than have to deal with these bureaucrats.
Greetings, Your Majesty. I am Intergalactic Advocate Bob, here to assist you through the Ascension process.
She...
This is the authentic recurrence of her ladyship, the Abrasic Sovereign, and we have come to claim her title.
You need to file an inheritance petition. If the title is held, you need a transfer of title.
Thank you.
File a quitclaim through Central Services, Section 918. Next.
You need a title survey and gene print identification from Wilson Trusts.
I can't touch this without a tax number from the Revenue Review.
This is Revenue Request, not Revenue Review.
Method sort quals part tax identification sort.
We can't get the title without the tax ID.
This blicker.
Cornport.
Clacko.
It goes without saying that Graft is incompatible with my programming. I think you dropped something.
Press your thumb in a depression. Seals and signets are on sub 33.
Your Majesty.
Just to be sure, I understood phone number 805-585-0360. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Renegotiate the terms and conditions. No. Negative.
Let's narrow it down a different way. You can say technical support, or press 1, billing, or press 2, or to add, change, or disconnect a service, say disconnected, or press 8. You can call an extension 370 phone system, say extension mobile, or press 4.
Specialist department. Allegedly, yeah.
Cable TV.
Customer support.
You wanted to talk to a representative, is that right?
Yes.
I want to be sure I connect you with the right representative. So first, please tell me which of your services you'd like help with. If you're having trouble with more than one service, please just choose one for now. Cable TV or internet.
None.
You'd like help with a different service.
Yes.
Right? Please hold while I transfer you to a technical support representative.
Desire, you said? Hey, Desire. The account name is Gene Amador. And what else did you need? Sorry. 561 West Channel Island Boulevard, Apartment 4, Oxnard, California 93033. Hey, so basically I'm just calling because I'm just trying to. I believe I called yesterday, and is this wouldn't be the specialist department now, would it?
What department?
The specialist.
Yeah.
This is the specialist department.
Yeah, what do you need help with?
Oh, is Shayla there?
We're not able to request like a specific person.
Oh, is that so? It's because I believe I spoke to her yesterday, and basically I don't know if she took some notes down there, or if you have any notes there that basically I was trying to renegotiate the terms and conditions with the one who's making the so-called claim, and she said that the supervisor was going to give me a call back in an hour yesterday, and it never got back to me. And I just want to see if everything's okay, or you guys need some time to discover, or you guys call me back. I mean, I just want to follow up here.
She just said she really didn't write any notes, said extend offer. You come out for your like promotion, correct?
Well, in a sense, I don't know if that's what you guys consider that. I mean, I like to renegotiate the terms and conditions, you know.
Of your bill.
Allegedly.
You said allegedly?
Right. I mean, you say my bill, right? Allegedly. I mean, how do I know it's my bill? Until I get to speak to the one who wrote that building statement. Do you know who I can speak to if you don't understand, sister?
Right.
Oh, well, right here it says something about, something due on a certain date. And, I like to, I just want to know if, I like to renegotiate the terms and conditions.
What's due on a certain date? Is it how much?
Allegedly 142.17.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. So, when can I,
I'll get you over to the billing department right now. They're there to talk to you about that.
well, I mean, I was told yesterday, like I said, I believe I was going to speak to a management. So.
Yeah, that's not kind of how it works here. I can get to the billing department because they'll be able to go through your bill for you. And then if you want to talk to the supervisor in the billing department, you can go ahead and do that if you request one. But I doubt that someone's going to give you a call back, so you're just going to have to wait on the line while I transfer you over.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, it's recorded. Everything's recorded, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we have that recording somewhere where we said that somebody's going to give me a call back. You're saying nobody gives you a call back, yet I was told yesterday, somebody was going to give me a call back. So, I mean, who's to believe here?
But I wasn't talking to you yesterday.
Oh, yeah, but.
You off or anything like that. But I'm just saying, since they haven't called you back, what I can do is not in the billing department. I can get you over to billing, and then you can speak to the supervisor in that department today if you request one. Because I believe it's unlikely that they're going to give you a call back.
Oh. Okay, okay, that makes sense, sister. Well, thank you, Desire.
No problem. Transfer you over now.
Yeah, sounds good. Thank you, you too.
After your call, you may receive an opportunity to provide feedback on the support we provided you today. We would greatly appreciate your response.
Thank you for calling Spectrum. My name is Harry. May I get your name and your address for your account?
Yeah, hey, you said Harry?
Yes.
Hey, Harry, how are you today? The name on the account is Gene Amador, and the address is 561 West Channel Island Boulevard, Apartment 4.
Okay. All right. And you're Gene?
Allegedly. I've been known to use that name.
All right, wonderful. I'm glad you have a sense of humor today. All right. So, what can I do to help out today?
So basically, I believe I called yesterday and I spoke to David from the billing department, and then David sent me out to Shayla, the specialist department, which she said that basically I was going to get a call back from a supervisor or management, and I gave her the call back number and everything. and that never happened. So I'm just calling up to find out if she wrote anything on the notes or what's the status of the account, because I like to yeah.
So, let me see here. This is current service. So they extended an offer to you for pricing. Is that what the situation was?
Well, I'm led to believe, yeah, some type of, I think an offer was a total due by some certain date. It was 142.17, and I'm just wondering, who's claiming that, so I can do the honorable thing, and, if somebody's claiming, yeah.
So the package that I see that's in effect right now, your monthly bill would be $136.97 plus $5.20 tax, makes it $142.17. That's how much it would be per month. Now, the current balance that you have is the $142.17. Is there supposed to be a change made to that?
Well, I'm led to believe, I just like to know who's claiming the 142.17, so I can speak to them directly and renegotiate the terms and conditions.
Okay, all right. So what happens is that I see that you started the service, or you started the pricing May 1st of 2017. So May 1st, 2018, your original pricing deal ended, and it went to the second year of the promotional pricing. Then, when that expired, it went to the normal rate, but they did give you the discount for the bundle. Look here. And the bundle rate is the $44.99 for the TV and $59.99 for the internet. Because normally the internet is $65.99, so they're giving you a $6 discount on the internet, and I think the TV normally is $64.99, so they're giving $20 off on that for another year.
Yeah, I believe.
Did you want to drop something or change something on here?
Well, basically, what I've been calling for, and it's just I like to, if somebody's making a claim, I like to do the honorable thing and pay them up, It, but I'm starting to believe that I've been calling and nobody's been coming up with somebody. And I don't know if you guys need time for discovery, but basically I want to see if the claimant will step up forward and speak up about renegotiating the terms and conditions here. Basically, is what I'm calling for.
What you're saying is that the rate that you're paying right now, you don't want to pay that rate anymore. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, I like to do the honorable thing. If somebody's claiming that that's something due, I like to take care of it right away. But it's just a matter of speaking with the person. When can I speak to them?
Well, so I'm in the billing department. I mean, I can tell you all about the bill, and it looks like you've been paying the $142.17 since February. Let's see, January it was $140, and it went up went up $2 to $142.17. So since February, March, April, May, it's been $142.17. Is that the correct amount? Is that the amount that you agreed to?
Well, I believe there may be a mistake as I've been proprietors in the account, and I like to.
What was the mistake, so I can look for it?
Well, basically, what I'm trying to do is, how'd you guys come up with that information? I mean, who told you that? Because if somebody told you that, I'd like to speak to the one who told you, so we can speak about these.
Yeah, nobody would have. It's not anybody telling us. It would be that was the price that was set in December. Let's see. Let me see what your service fee is. So you only had service with us. Did you move from another location to this location? Did you transfer service to this location?
I can't. I fail to recall at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm showing that that the service started December the 27th.
All right, so that's what that's what it's showing though, right? Just that's
So you have that rate going forward for 12 months. I may have been when I said 2017. I may have looked at the wrong one. Here. Hold on. So it show. I guess you had service and then dropped it and then started it again. Is that?
well, basically no. I've been using the service, and I like to, you know, if somebody's claiming otherwise, I like to keep using it. And basically, what it comes down to.
I mean, that's what I show is that you have the service now, and that's the rate going forward, and the price is discounted. You do have the discounted pricing.
Well, allegedly that's the pricing rate, but I like to, you know, like I said, I like to do the honorable thing and, you know, renegotiate the terms and conditions. If nobody can step up forward.
Cancel the service? Yeah, nobody. The prices are set. They're not negotiable. They're set, and we have, you know, a set price that we start you at, and then we have a price that it goes to later on.
Well,
So it looks like they restarted your service in January, and that was the rate that they put into effect.
well, how do you know it's not negotiable? How do you know it's not negotiable? Are you the claimant?
Well, I mean, now you say claimant. You're using legal terms, and we're a cable TV company. We provide signal through a wire. Our business is a wire that runs from our office to your house. That's the business that we're in, and we add value to that wire by putting the internet through it, putting the telephone through it, and putting the TV channel through it. The TV channels, we have to pay the companies for every customer that we have. We pay HBO and Cinemax and Showtime and whoever else.
Yeah, and who
Is on. Go ahead.
who authorized that?
Authorize what?
The service.
Well, I mean, you started the service. Isn't that
Okay.
what happened? Did you start the service back in January?
Okay. So who's the only one that can turn it off?
You can turn it off if you want. Did you want to cancel the service?
Great. No, I just like to keep using it, I believe. And until if some claimant can't step forward, would it make sense to put this account as cease and desist to stop the billing, so I can keep using it? If nobody's gonna, you know, unless you have evidence otherwise, I believe the claimant has no issue if I keep using it.
Claimant. Now, I'm not sure I understand what you're referring to. The account is under the name of Gene Amador, so that would be the person that's responsible for the account. They signed up for service in January, and so do you want to? You're Gene, right? You said you were Gene.
Oh, that's the name I use, I believe I said.
Okay, that's the name that you use, but are you actually Gene Amador who started the account, or you're?
Well, I believe. Well, could it be I was the one that authorized it to be turned on, so it could be usable? That's what I would like to believe.
That's what I would assume. Yeah, if you were Gene.
Right.
What I would assume is that you were the one that started the service.
Right. So, and if that's the case, you know, who's the only one that could turn it off?
You?
Well, then, okay. So, would it make sense that I keep using the account and put this account as cease and desist until somebody claims otherwise?
Well, I can cancel. Yeah, we can cancel the service. Let me get you over to the group that handles cancellation.
Now, is that what I told you? Is that what you believe, that this is where it needs to come down to, or could it be that I'm trying to use the service still?
Well, I mean, if you want to keep the service, then we don't have to do anything at all.
Right.
But you said cease and desist. Did you want to stop getting the service?
Well, the so-called, you know, if nobody's, you know, the so-called people who made the statement, right? I'd just like to know who made the statement so we can renegotiate the terms and conditions. And if the person's not stepping up, well, allegedly it says a total due by a certain date, and so, you know, if I like to, like I said, if the person's not stepping up forward, accepting so-called payments, I'm led to believe there's nobody out there, and I like to keep using the service. And so if
Charter sends you a bill every month, right?
allegedly.
So if you get the bill, there's an envelope and a piece of paper to put in there. You put a check in and you mail it to that address. That's who accepts
Right, but I like to like I told you, I believe I would like to renegotiate the terms and conditions with the person, and nobody seems to be. I'm starting to let to believe that nobody's stepping up forward to do that. And so basically, I like to put the.
Negotiate what terms? What terms did you want to negotiate? I can get you to the right people. I want to help you, but I need to get some more information from you. I apologize.
Well, basically, it's just the person that's claiming that there's something due.
Okay, so the person that's claiming there's something due would be the billing department, and the system indicates that you have a balance due. You had a balance due every month, and it's always due on the same day, the 24th. So you paid the balance last month on the 22nd. The month before, you paid the bill on the 25th. And so the bill is due on the 24th normally, but we do give you a week to get it in if you need a little more time. But that's how it's been done for the last 6 months.
Well, basically, I'm led to believe there may be a mistake. I mean, how did you come up with all that information right there?
So are you saying that you didn't start the service?
No, I'm trying to get some verification here. I'm led to believe. How did you come up with that information?
The information that you have the account? Or
Yeah, that there was payments due, and then this date was.
on the ledger. I have a ledger.
Okay, well, can you?
I have a ledger that tells me when the payments were made and how much they were, and then how much is billed.
That's what it tells you, huh?
I'm looking at the ledger. That's correct.
Well, can you tell her to speak up a little louder? I can't hear, brother.
Sure. That's what the ledger indicates.
Right.
The information that I'm seeing.
Right, but can it speak up a little louder? I can't hear the ledger.
Oh, I see. You're making humor, huh? Yeah.
Well, I'm just trying. Well, no. In a sense, could it be humor and a little bit of first-hand knowledge that I'm trying to get?
Pointed, yeah. It's a pointed. It's a pointed.
Think about it, brother.
No, I hear what you're saying. But you understand what I'm saying is that certain things are a given. We accept certain things, and the ledger essentially is a software package that when you make a payment, we enter in the amount and it tallies it up. The computer does math for us. So every time you make a payment, we enter it into the computer and it tells us what the totals are.
Right, but I mean, would it make sense? I mean, do you understand what I'm saying to you, or can you get me to somebody that can understand, brother?
Sure. So what you're asking is, I mean, if you're asking for proof that you ordered this service, all I have is the record of payment. Now, if you're saying that you didn't pay it or that you didn't request it, I can get you over to the cancellation group and we can certainly cancel the service and find out who did start it.
Well, no. What I'm trying to say is, I believe I've been known to use the service, brother, and I like to keep using it. You know, see, I'm starting to let to believe nobody's stepping up forward to accept the payment or to renegotiate the terms and conditions here. So I just don't want to find. Okay, now, see, you're telling me that you're gonna accept the payments now. How do I know that the person's gonna get the payment until I get verification from that person you work for? I mean, who do you work for?
I work for Spectrum.
Okay, now that you told me you work for Spectrum, right? Let's get that cleared out. Would it make sense that I speak to the one you work for, which is Spectrum? When can I speak to that person?
So Spectrum is a corporation, and it doesn't have an individual or someone that you can speak to. It's an entity, a legal instrument used for the purpose of doing business. And there are groups of people who get together and work in harmony together in cooperation to provide services and collect revenue.
Hey, would you look at that? How'd you come up with that? That sounds.
And that's just what it is.
Oh, could it be that's what I'm led to believe also? And we come to it, and I'm led to believe.
You know, I get what you're saying. If we're having a hypothetical or a philosophical discussion.
Is it philosophical, or is it just following the law here, and I'm trying to do the right thing?
No, in the sense that corporations are a personification of a group. So in other words, it's like a group of people who create an identity as one, but the actual group is what makes up that identity. Even though they have an identity of one, they act as one individual, but it's a group of people who are responsible and who participate in any actions that the corporation may deem that it wishes to explore or do.
Yeah. So I'm glad we got that cleared out. Actually, that was a good thing we brought that out. But basically, what I'm trying to get to is, do you understand where I'm coming from, brother, or can you get me to somebody that can understand here, so we can get this alleged matter settled? You know, because I like to keep using the service.
So what is the alleged matter? Are you looking for a different pricing on the services, or do you want to cancel service?
Well, I like to stop the so-called paperwork. This so-called paperwork. If it seems to me nobody's stepping up forward and you know, asking for the payment, I like to put the account to cease and desist and keep using it.
You don't want to make the payments anymore. Is that what I'm understanding?
If that's what you're led to believe, brother. I mean, who am I to argue?
Well, I'm not asking to argue. I'm asking that to tell me what you want me to do. As your advocate, I will do what you ask me to do.
Well, would you be kind, brother, to put the account to cease and desist and keep the account usable so I can keep using it?
Well, I can't make it usable if you don't want to keep the service and pay for it.
Well, see, that's what it comes to. Who's asking for the payment, brother?
The corporation is asking for the payment.
All right, so let me speak to the person. I mean, I just like to get some first-hand knowledge here. I mean, you know, you guys are just relying on hearsay, and, you know, I'm just trying to get some first-hand testimony in the matter.
No, not at all. Give me one moment. Let me see what I can do for you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Not a problem. Not a problem at all.
Bulbs around you.
So hold on 1 second for me, okay?
Thank you, brother Harry.
It might take about 2 minutes.
That's fine. No worries, brother. Yeah, you got it. Hey, I've been on to answer to that sound, brother. Gary, you said?
Yeah, I just want to make sure that I'm talking to the right person. I don't want to. Is that who I'm speaking with, Gene Amador?
That's the name I allegedly used, brother.
Okay, so I'm going to assume that you're saying yes. Otherwise, I can't talk. I want to talk with you about this account. So I'm going to assume that you're saying that you are Gene Amador.
Hey, if that's what you believe, who am I to argue?
Well, Gene Amador, hopefully.
Yeah, there you go. If that's what you believe, yeah. Because I believe I've been known to use the name, brother. Does that make sense to you?
Okay, well, as long as that's the name you use to open this account, I think we're good.
Yeah, we're good. I believe so, brother Gary.
Harry was a little bit confused when I spoke with him. He said that you had wanted to continue with the services, but you didn't want to make payments.
Well, I believe I don't recall saying nothing about never making payments. I believe I said I'd like to do the honorable thing. And basically, if somebody is claiming that there's some sort of payment, I like to speak to them. So, we can talk about renegotiating the terms and conditions about the 142.17. And if the person's not stepping up forward, accepting the payment or the so-called renegotiation, would it make sense to, put the account under cease and desist so I can keep using the account?
Well, I mean, if you didn't want to make payment of the bill, and I'm assuming that this is on a reduced rate, right?
Yeah, brother.
So right now you've got the $6 bundle discount for the internet. You've got the plan lets me know $24.99, and then you got a couple of receivers $15. So you were under a promotion before, right? That was $44.99, and you get a $2 bundle discount. So this has come off, I'm assuming, and it's gone to a regular rate, and that you want to renegotiate that rate?
Yeah, with the one person who, I so-called authorized to turn it on,
The one person that was authorized that we spoke with when you first started service in 2013?
Well, basically that was a rev, right? But I was led to believe he was gonna, hook me up with the person, he allegedly works for. So basically, it's like I was led to believe I was in contract with the person called Spectrum, So basically, I want to, and basically I wanted to, speak to the person I was in this whole contract with, so we can talk about renegotiating the terms and conditions. But I'm starting to, because I spoke yesterday to a lot of people. Actually, not a lot of people. Sorry about that. I just spoke to David from the billing department. Then I spoke to Shayla, specialist, and I believe she was gonna hook me up with the supervisor, which they said we're gonna give me a callback number and everything in an hour, and never called back. And so basically, I just like to find out what the account of the status is, so I can keep using the account. Seems to me nobody's stepping up forward. Seems to me the person's not stepping up forward to accept payment or negotiations. I'm led to believe there's nobody out there, and I just want the best for everybody here. Until if the claimant does step up forward, you can take it off cease and desist. You can add on the bill. I'd be happy to pay them up. But until then, I like to keep using the service, brother.
Okay, so you're in the billing department again, and you've been escalated to a supervisor. That's who I am.
Cool.
I'm a supervisor in the billing department. As far as like another reduced rate, at this point it's the 142.17 going forward. If you want to accept that, then you can pay it. We'll happy to provide service for you. We don't have another rate to negotiate to. That's our standard rate.
Well,
The services you have.
well, Gary, are you the one claiming that? That Are you? So you are claiming. So does that mean you're accepting liability in the matter?
Sure.
Okay, great. Can I get your fax number, please, so we can settle the matter honorably?
I don't have a fax number.
Oh.
There's a general fax number for our cash management group, but that's for payments and things like that.
Well, I was led to believe. I thought you just said you were ready to accept liability in the matter, so I'd like to, get in contact with you. How can I get in contact with you?
If you want to get in contact with me, you're in contact with me right now.
Right. Well, how can I, so I can begin the process of the paperwork? Well, you're accepting liability in the matter. You just told me. Okay. Well, who's we? I want to speak to the people who's we. All right. Well, let me speak to that now. Now I want to just do the honorable thing here, brother. Let me speak to Charter, the company. Oh, right. But is that firsthand? Is that firsthand knowledge you're relying on, or are you relying on a computer screen? Well, could it be? Is that firsthand knowledge, or is that just a piece of paper? I mean, can it speak? Can it talk to me? Can it renegotiate terms and conditions here? Because, like I said, I like to keep using the service, and if somebody's going to turn it off, I like to, find out what their name and everything is, so I can prepare the liability. Right, but who? Look at brother. Like how can we verify that policy is true? You and I, how can we verify that until the claimant steps up forward? And I believe I'm trying to yeah, and I believe I'm trying to follow the law here and follow the faith also, brother. And it's basically, wouldn't it make sense to put this account as cease and desist till the claimant steps up forward and claims otherwise? Could it be the second choice you just said? Since nobody's stepping up forward. Well, I mean, who? But how is an impossibility required under the law, brother? I like to talk it to the person who told you all that, and you seem to not be able to do that. I mean, is it a hard thing to do? Well, yeah, brother. I mean, you're the supervisor, but I like to, speak to the one you work for. Is there somebody higher up than you, brother, so we can come to understanding here? Well, okay, but you keep saying that you won't provide service, but so I mean, are you gonna turn it off? Is that what you? Because I like to do the. I don't know who. Okay, but who's we? How can we verify that? But how can you and I verify who we is until you get the one? All right. Well, again, could it be you guys are relying on hearsay, and I'm just trying to get some first-hand knowledge here in the matter, and basically, if somebody is. So great. So you know who I am. We met already. We spoke. We sat down. Contracted between. Is that you know what first-hand knowledge is, brother? Great. Well, basically, what I'm trying to do is do the honorable thing, brother. I mean, if an impossibility is not required under the law, then what are we doing here? And what am I? Because I want to proceed forward and get past all this, brother. I want to, and basically put the account to cease. Well, you're telling me. Well, basically, the last person I spoke to also, basically, me and him came to an agreement. And if you want to listen to the recording, it's all there, brother. And basically, it comes down to, who's making the claim that there's something due. And I believe there may be a mistake. I like to get some first-hand knowledge in the matter so we can verify all that information. Well, could it be that the mistake is, I was led to believe there was somebody out there, claiming there was something due? And then it just came to my realization, hey, I like to meet the person. I like to talk to them to renegotiate the terms and conditions and do the honorable thing. And it seems to me nobody's stepping up forward now, so I believe, could that be the mistake right there? Well, it's just, well, I like to basically, well, brother, I believe we went over this like 3 times already. I think, I'm going to go one more time. Basically, I like to speak to Spectrum, brother. And if it's an impossibility to not speak to them, what are we doing, brother? Would it make sense so I can keep using it? Yeah, but okay, but Gary, I thought you were Gary. But you keep saying that you're, I mean, which one are you, brother? You're Spectrum or are you Gary? Great. So, okay, so based on your testimony that you're a representative of Spectrum, when can I speak to Spectrum? Since you represent for him or her, whoever that is. Okay, so basically, am I never going to be able to speak to them? Is that what you're telling me? Oh, could it be you're making a false claim? I mean, how do you? That's against the law, brother. Well, could it be it's against the law to make false claims like that? And I just want to look out for you, brother. Well, you keep representing yourself as Spectrum, but then you represent yourself as Gary. I mean, you say you're a representative of Spectrum, and I'm trying to do the honorable thing and speak to the one you're working for. And it seems to me he's not stepping up forward. Oh, well, that makes sense. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was off the table. Sorry, I forgot. I failed to recall that one. Would you be kind to brother Gary? Actually, I believe if you would be kind to switch that number out also to, I believe there may be a change in numbers. It's actually 805-396-7418. 396-7418. Hey, Brother Gary, I appreciate your time of listening here, and I appreciate your time of patience with us. I'm just trying to come to a meeting of the minds here. Thank you. Appreciate it. I love you. Take care now. Bye.